Hey everybody, welcome to the David Sack Show World Series Game 5 pregame right here on Spreaker Internet Radio. San Francisco Giants and the Kansas City Royals are tied at 2 after 4 games. It is a best-of-3 series now to determine the world champion of baseball. Tonight's Game 5 will be the last game played in San Francisco before the series shifts back to Kansas City for Games 6 and 7. My name is David Sack. Welcome to the program. First things first, I'd like to thank Nick Gibson of DJ Amani Productions. He is the producer for the show. I'd like to thank Civics for this intro song that you are currently hearing. It's called Coolidge. We got a Facebook at The David Sack Show, Twitter at David Sack Show. You can email us at thedavidsackshow@gmail.com, and you can live chat with us during the show. You see in this little chat box here, I've prompted you guys to make this show as interactive as possible. That is our goal for the show, as always. So with that, let's get right into things here. Here's what you need to know for tonight's World Series Game 5. First pitch is, as always, at 8:07 p.m. Game will be televised on Fox, and you can listen to the game on your local ESPN radio affiliate. The weather for the game, we've had beautiful evenings every night of this series, and we'll have the same thing again tonight in San Francisco. First pitch, it'll be 64 degrees and sunny. The wind will be 13 miles per hour. It has been windy in San Francisco. We've seen that have an effect on the games. The starting pitchers tonight, it's a battle of aces and a rematch of Game 1 as the Royals send out right-hander James Shields, who was 14-8 with a 3.21 ERA in the regular season. San Francisco throws out lefty Madison Bumgarner. For the season, he was 18-10 with a 2.98 ERA. Now here are the starting lineups. First for the Kansas City Royals. No changes for either teams except for one. The Royals made no changes except for a little jumble. Leading off the shortstop, Alcides Escobar. Hitting second and playing left field, Alex Gordon. Batting third and playing right field, Lorenzo Cain. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman, Eric Hosmer. Hitting fifth and catching, Salvador Perez. Batting sixth and playing third base, Mike Moustakas. Hitting seventh and playing second base, Omar Infante. Batting eighth is the center fielder, Jarrett Dyson. And batting ninth and on the mound for the Kansas City Royals is James Shields. So the one change there, they just jumbled things around a little bit. Yesterday it was Moustakas hitting fifth, Omar Infante hitting seventh, and Omar Infante hitting sixth, and Salvador Perez hitting seventh. Today it's Perez fifth, Moustakas sixth, Infante seventh. Now let's go to the San Francisco Giants lineup. Leading off, the center fielder, Gregor Blanco. Hitting second and playing second is Joe Panik. Hitting third, the catcher, Buster Posey. Batting fourth and playing third base, Pablo Sandoval. Hitting fifth in right field, Hunter Pence. Batting sixth, the first baseman, Brandon Belt. Hitting seventh and playing left field, Travis Ishikawa. Hitting eighth, playing shortstop, Brandon Crawford. And batting ninth and on the mound for the San Francisco Giants is Madison Bumgarner. So the one change there for the San Francisco Giants is Travis Ishikawa in there at left field. Again, he replaces Javi Perez, who had started the last game in left field for the Giants, and we'll get to this later on in this pregame show. We'll talk about that move's impact on the game. Now, the line on this game, San Francisco, pretty moderate favorite here at minus 155, the over-under, 6.5 runs. So that's everything you need to know for this World Series Game 5. Now let's get into the importance of this game, the importance of the game becoming more and more obvious as the series rolls along. But it's down to this. Look, the winner of this game takes a 3-2 lead. And it's first to 4. So that speaks for itself. You take a 3-2 lead, you've earned the right to have 2 straight, what I call for-the-win games. And for-the-win games are where if you win them, you win the series, and in this case, the championship of Major League Baseball for the year 2014. So, look, it's 2-2 right now, it's dead even, and whoever wins this game gets to play 2 games, and all they got to do is win 1. The other team, of course, has to win 2 in a row. Now, obviously, it'll be more difficult for the Giants to win 2 in a row in Games 6 and 7, being as though this series is moving back to its final resting place of Kansas City. So it'll be tougher for San Francisco to win 2 in a row there than it will be for the Royals. But don't think for one second that if the Giants take a 3-2 lead tonight, that it won't be extremely difficult for the Royals to have to pull off 2 in a row against the San Francisco Giants with all the pressure on them. So Game 5, just a critical game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. Now let's get into some stats that further back up the importance of Game 5. And this is from the ESPN.com Stats and Info blog, which throughout this World Series has made my job here on the pregame show a lot easier. And they get these stats, ESPN Stats and Info, they get these stats from Elias Sports Bureau, who notes that the Game 5 winner of a World Series that is tied 2-2, so that's the situation we have right now, wins the series 66% of the time, or almost two-thirds, with the most recent instance being last year with the Red Sox defeating the Cardinals. So, look, the winner of this game, we're throwing away who's home and who's away. The bottom line is, the winner of this game, if you look at the history of the World Series, has a 66% chance of winning the World Series. That's how it works. So that just shows you how humongous this is. And obviously you flip that around, and the loser of this game has a 33% chance to win. So, absolutely huge today. And, both teams are just going to be itching for a win. They're going to lay it all out in the line, just like yesterday we really saw the Giants lay it out all out in the line. They really did an outstanding job doing that in their 11-4 victory last night in Game 4. And the Giants will do that again tonight. And now you're going to see the Royals do the same thing, because the Royals really don't. Neither team wants to be down 3-2. This is just so huge. Let's also look at another thing, as I touched onto. It's more important for the Giants to win this series for two reasons. The number one reason is the thing that I already mentioned about how obviously this series goes to Kansas City, and it's going to be harder for the Giants to win 2 in a row than the Royals. That's not to say that it's going to be easy for the Royals to win 2 in a row if they drop this game tonight, but it's definitely going to be easier for the Royals than it will be for the Giants. The other reason is that the Giants are using the greatest asset that they have on their roster for the last time in this series tonight. That's Madison Bumgarner. And if you're the San Francisco Giants, you have to look at it this way. You've won once with Madison Bumgarner, and this will be the last time he makes a starting appearance. Now, one thing I could definitely see, hypothetically, this is a lot further down the road, but let's say Game 7 rolls around, maybe Bumgarner could come in for a relief appearance, if he needs to, with Tim Hudson who'd be scheduled to pitch that day. But that's looking too far down the line right now. We don't know that we're going to have Game 7 and this and that. But the bottom line is, this is the last time that your greatest asset is going to make an appearance in this World Series. So if your greatest asset makes an appearance in 2 out of 7 games, you kind of feel like you have to win both those games. If you're the Giants, you're going to be down 3-2, and the best thing that has been a part of your team is used up. So it's crucial for the Giants to get the win tonight. It's big for the Royals to get the win tonight. Don't get me wrong, it's huge, but it's even just a little bit bigger for the Giants to do it tonight. Before we take a music break and also give an update of the NFL scoreboard, since it is a Sunday in America, this is also from ESPN.com Stats and Info. I just want to look at this World Series in the numbers, and we'll look at each team's in these hitting stats, and you're going to see here how the Giants have actually, a lot of people think that the Royals have been better in this series, but these stats may say otherwise. Batting average, the Giants have hit .288, the Royals .242. OBP, the Giants .359, the Royals getting on base just 28.1% of the time, obviously for an OBP of .281. Now, slugging, the Royals have made up for this a little bit. The Giants at .403, still better, but the Royals .356, not too far behind. Home runs are 2-2, and stolen bases 1-1. So the Royals' speed's been taken out of this a little bit. Only stolen 1 base in 4 games. It's because Buster Posey is just that good. And the home runs are 2-2. That's even. Now, let's look at this. I just want to say a few more things about this being down 3-2. It wasn't that long ago that a team rallied from a 3-2 deficit to win a World Series. And the last time this happened was in 2011 when the St. Louis Cardinals beat the Texas Rangers. Now, also, just to focus on the Giants a little bit, the Giants have played in 6 previous World Series that were tied 2-2, and they have won none of them. Yes, you heard that, none of them. The Giants have been in 6 previous World Series that were tied 2-2 like this one is. They have won none of them. The Royals have only played in one, and they lost that to the Philadelphia Phillies in 6 games in 1980. So neither of these teams have won a World Series in this situation. So someone's O must go. Usually that's used for 2 teams that are undefeated. Well, I'll use it for 2 teams that are winless. So before we get to our first music break, I want to give you an NFL scoreboard update because it is Week 8 in the NFL. It is a Sunday. Games that are currently in progress, the Eagles and the Cardinals are tied up at 17 with 7 minutes and 55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Eagles are driving, though. They have 1st and 10 on the Arizona 49. Pittsburgh Steelers had a huge lead on the Indianapolis Colts, but it's been cut down to 42-34 Steelers with 14 minutes and 14 seconds left in the fourth. The Steelers are driving as they have 1st and 10 on the Indianapolis 24, and the Browns are up 16-6 on the Raiders with 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Let's look at finals around the league. Lions beat the Falcons 22-21 in London in a game that kicked off at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The Texans beat the Titans 30-16. The Vikings beat the Buccaneers 19-13 in overtime on a pick 6. The Patriots absolutely demolished the Bears 51-23. Chiefs with a commanding victory over the Rams 34-7. The Dolphins beat the Jaguars 27-13. Bengals eke out a win against the Ravens 27-24. The Seahawks get back on the right track with a 13-9 victory over the Panthers. Tonight, the Packers head to the Superdome to take on the New Orleans Saints, and tomorrow night, the Redskins head to Big D to take on the Dallas Cowboys. That was your NFL Week 8 scoreboard, and before our next music break, we will do another update on the games that are currently in progress. So, with that, we are going to head to our first music break today. It's Titanium by David Guetta featuring Sia or Sia. I have no idea. Maybe someone could call in, give me a message or something, tell me how to pronounce it. I'll be right back.
You take your aim, fire.